Alright, today in the lab we're going to be introduced to a new tool. This is called a level. We have several. This is a very basic one. This is a 24-inch, 2-foot level. A couple of things that you need to remember for this. See right here, this little bubble? Alright. When that bubble is in the middle between these two lines, that means that this is level. So right across here, completely level. There's also a bubble up here, and when it's like this is called plumb. So in the vertical, so when we're talking about something being vertical, all lining up in a row, that is plumb. So it's straight down, perpendicular to the earth. Level means we are parallel to the ground, completely level. See that? And then this one actually has one that's on a 45 too. Not use that as much, but that would mean that that's on a perfect 45. So this is a very basic 24-inch level. The next level we have in the lab is a 4-foot level. Same thing as the one that I just showed you. It can go plumb, level, vertical, plumb, level, horizontal. This is a mason's level. We'd use this when we're doing brick. You could also use this as carpentry, but most time in the carpentry we use a metal level. And this is wood. So this would be a mason's level. One more type of level we have in the lab. This is a small magnetic, actually a bullet level is what it's often referred to. The neat thing about this one is if we're running conduit, and this is a piece of 1/2-inch EMT, which is electrical metal tubing. This is conduit that runs through, you'll see it in the ceiling of the lab. This is what the wire goes in. So when I'm putting this in, this is magnetic. So I can actually put my level to that, make sure that I get it level, because everything, when we're running this conduit, we want to make sure it's nice, even, everything's straight. It looks better, it's more efficient, everything functions properly, and whenever you come to the boxes, you're able to put a connector in the box and everything works out like it's supposed to. So, bullet level, which all of ours are magnetic. This would be a level that would be used by an electrician, a plumber could use this because they also use metal piping, and very handy, very convenient. Works the same way. You see right there, it's got that bubble, and when that bubble is in the middle right there, then that is level. And this, when it's in that position, that is plumb. Another instrument that we use this is a chalk box. It's also can be used as a plumb bob. So this one, if say I'm installing something, I want to make sure that it is completely plumb, I can take this, hook it to whatever's above, and then the point right below that would make it exactly plumb. If you just imagine if you were going to drop something, and where you drop it from, wherever it's going to land, that is right underneath it, so that would be considered plumb. Alright. This is an example of a wall. So if we're framing a wall, we get our wall frame, we want our walls to be plumb. If they're not, what'll happen is the further that you go up, all of a sudden the building looks skewed. And whenever you start putting the cornice board and wrapping the outside of the house and putting the trim on, you're going to have some real problems. The gutters won't line up. It needs to be square. So this is where we would use a level. So I frame the wall. I put actually this would be plumb. So everything's straight. put a kicker off of it, so as I frame the wall, then I know that everything's plumb and square. Also, from this dimension, so as I'm putting on sheathing, I don't want my walls all like this, because if they are, when I start to put on sheathing or drywall, it might hit here, and then up here, the sheet's going to be over here, there's nowhere to nail to. So we want to make sure that is plumb. So you got to have one of these when we're framing, basically when you're doing anything. Because in construction, we got to make sure that everything's square, because if you start off wrong, eventually it's going to show up and it'll be a real problem. So we use these in the lab and on the site. Very handy tool. Today we'll go over actually some more uses for them, but that's enough to get you started.